So this break off from school has been awful. I thought it would be great. It was like a 10-year-old me's paradise. School gets canceled for like 2 months. I have a 5-month spring break, winter break, summer break, whatever you want to call it. It sounds like paradise, but in reality, this is driving me crazy. All of my family's home. Everyone constantly interrupts everyone. No one can get anything done. It's just a mess. This house was made for 3 people, and there are 4 people here, so someone always sleeps on the floor. And to top it all off, I can't think of a single video idea, and every time I think I have one, it just doesn't work. I don't know what's going on, but like something in my head is just unplugged. I need to figure out how to plug it back in. But anyways, hey everyone, welcome back to another commentary style video. As you can tell by the title, today I'm going to be doing a little Bedwars map tier list. Now, just a quick disclaimer, I only play solo Bedwars, or at least primarily, so I'm going to only be talking about those maps. I don't know nearly enough about 3s and 4s Bedwars to talk about those maps, so yeah, this is just going to be these maps, and yeah. And also, there's a small chance that I completely forgot about a map when putting together this list. I looked it up, I looked through all the maps just to make sure, but there's a chance I just completely missed one. If I did miss one, there's going to be a pinned comment that has what map it is and what tier it is and like an explanation. And also, if my opinions over this change, then again, in the pinned comment, I'll put like, oh, I thought this map was a B tier, now it's a C tier because of this. Keep in mind, all of these opinions are based on more of gameplay rather than looks. Slight bit of what it looks like is factored in, but mostly just gameplay, how fun it is to play, how fun it is to win. But yeah, let's get into the video. So starting off with the maps that are no longer with us, the maps that got removed. From the bottom up, I'm going to say Steampunk. If you ever played Steampunk, you know how bad of a map it is. I'm going to show pictures or videos of this map on the screen, or whatever map on the screen as I'm talking about them. But Steampunk sucks. It's so big. It's huge. And not only is it big, it's just awful to get around. You can't tell where you are when you're at middle. You don't know where bases are. It's really awkward to move around. Middle is really huge and clunky. Like, if you want to go across the map, you don't know where you're going. And I'm not sure if this is true, but I'm pretty sure the colors were slightly misaligned. So, like, whenever you rush someone horizontally, it's actually your diagonal color. That's not a major thing, but some Bedwars players that know, like, what colors are next to what are kind of confused by that. It's just overall a mess. Like, it's just pretty much everyone can agree this is an F tier map. Terrible map. Next up, also in the F tier, is Playground. Again, just pretty much the same issues. It's a huge map. Not quite as bad in terms of getting around it, but still, it's just such a big map. It's so annoying to get around. Middle is really high in the air. You have to, like, build up a bunch through these little tiny, like, sub-islands to get up there. And then it's just, middle is just a big flat square. Like, it's not fun. There is the very middle part, but no one really ever goes there. It's just like, it's a flat square. It's hard to get around. It's very sectioned off. It's just not fun to play. It's very inefficient. If you want to win a game quickly, you want to get on the daily leaderboard or something, you avoided Playground. If you played Bedwars, you know that. And now this choice might surprise a couple people, but in the D tier, I'm putting Lotus. Now, I know Lotus just seems like a normal Bedwars map. Nothing bad about it. Personally, I just don't like the map. And for one major reason, all the grass at their islands make it so annoying to fight people. It's awful. And I think this one's just a lot of personal opinion, like I have something against this map. I don't know what it is, I just don't like it. It's a D tier map for me. I can't really pin down the reasons why I don't like this map. I just don't like it. Whenever I saw it in the map selector, I avoided it. I tried to play any other map except if it was Playground or Steampunk. And now on to a seasonal map. This map shows up every like February for Chinese New Year, stays around for about a month or two, and then pieces out. That's gonna be Blossom. Now this map, it's okay, it's C tier, it's alright. It's a really weird map because it is a 32 rush to rush around, but the colors, for whatever reason, when the admins were coding this map to put it down, like after the builders gave it to them, they must have messed up something because the colors are all messed up. Not just a slight rotation like on Steampunk, I'm talking like reds next to aqua, whites next to blue, or something crazy where you have no idea where to go. If you typically, like, I see red team and I'm blue team, I say, okay, they're right next to me, I can just rush them. But whenever I'm playing Blossom, I have no idea where to go. If it weren't for that, it would probably be a B tier, but just because it's just so awkward and you don't know where you're going, it makes it awful to play on. And as for the map itself, it just seems kind of plain. It just seems kind of empty, just kind of small. You know, there's like this weird little circle thing that you go to go to another base or to middle. And then the middle is just, I don't know, everything just feels kind of small and uneventful. Middle small, islands are kind of big, but not that big. And it just, I don't know, it's not for me. And for B tier, I have Crypt. Now, I know a lot of people really love this map, and there are some people that hate it. I like it, but it's really not great. I know some people grinded it all the time. They thought it was like the best map to grind. I know you can 32 rush on it, but I'm not upset that they removed it. Even though it's a B tier for me, I'm not super upset about it. Like, I like the map, but I just went through phases in it. Sometimes I really liked it. Sometimes I always wanted to play it. And other times I just really didn't want to. Like, I had no feeling to play the map. It is fun, but the horizontal rush is just enormous. You know, you rush, you do a little 32 diagonal rush, but then suddenly you see this massive gap between your base and the next base. I'm pretty sure you have to bring 64 blocks for that. Maybe you can like bring 48 if you rush through diamonds, but I'm pretty sure it's 64. To the point where most people, the most efficient way to get around is through middle. And it's just so awkward because like these two bases are so close together, and then there's these giant, humongous gaps. Middle on this map is fun. I like it. I like the idea of just kind of, there's like this little spooky vibe. There's like some fire. There's some cobwebs. And then it's a nice place to fight. There's some fair places. There's a lot of platforms that you can jump around and like block trap people on, but not so small that it's annoying to jump around. Overall, this is a good map. I like it. I know I have some things against it, but I like it. B tier.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
And now with those 5 maps out of the way, I'm going to get into the actual maps that are still in the game today. Again, I might have forgotten one. If I did, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, on to the F tier again. We have Krogorm. Krogorm is an alright looking map. It's kind of cool. But just in terms of me being a Bedwars player that wants to win a game within 12 hours, I don't want to have to travel all the way around to go to a single base. It's a massive map. It's so big. There's not any specific gaps that are big, but just both between horizontal and diagonal bases, it's just like an uncomfortably long amount of time to rush. I know the generators are fast, but that doesn't mean that there's any less distance. And in order to get from your base to middle, it's a really far bridge. Like in some maps, you just barely go there, but like this, you have to bridge. It's probably like at least 32 blocks to get to middle, which is really far away. It might be the farthest away, unless I'm forgetting something. But it's just overall very big. There's so much empty space, so much void in this map that it's just not for me. I don't like it. It's F tier. Also in the F tier is another map they added at the same time as Krogorm, Ashfire. Ashfire just again suffers from the same issues. It's a big map, not quite as big, but it compensates for that by the generators being slower. Again, it's just decently far away to diagonal rush and to horizontal rush. They have the diamond gen between the two bases. Kind of reminds me of Steampunk, which don't even get me started on Steampunk. That's why it's in the F tier too. And then middle is just kind of awkward because there's these small, like a couple block big islands that you have to like jump to get to middle. And then middle is this weird like spiky column tower. You have to climb up these spiral staircases. And then in order to like get emeralds efficiently, you have to take fall damage, which kind of sucks. And there's like these big walls blocking everything off, which is good for escaping from people. But in terms of, man, I want to go to middle, I want to get some emeralds, it's just not there for me. F tier for me. And now a map that some people probably like better than I do is Hollow. This map, it's just, I don't know. The generator is so painfully slow that if you mess up speed bridging at the beginning of the game or you die early on, you're gonna have to wait like 20 seconds to get enough blocks to leave your base. Now I know 20 seconds doesn't seem like a long time, but like if you're just sitting there, like an iron spawns every like 3 seconds, do you know how long that takes to get blocks? Diamond generators are out of the way, and no one really ever goes to diamonds. But if there's one saving grace about this map, it is middle. It's a nice circle. There's nice places to fight. It looks nice. There's like some trees. If you really want to, you can build up and hide in the trees. This isn't a D tier, which is really close to F. I'll put this like the high D tier. It's close to C. I just don't like how slow the generators are. It's just painful. I know it's a 32 rush. It's barely a 32 rush. Like if that guy builds up, you're screwed. And now C tier is probably the biggest map. I don't really know. It's Rooftop. This map is humongous, but it makes up for it by actually having things, islands in those spaces. Unlike Krogorm, where it's just empty void for like 100 blocks at a time, Rooftop actually looks nice. There's all these buildings you can build across. They're very cubic. They're just big rectangular things. They're easy to build up. They're not like really complicated to get around. Once you know your way around this map, you can kind of like sneak around, do some stuff. It's an okay map. It's really big, which is why I don't like it too much. And building to diamond generator is kind of annoying because it takes tons of blocks and you have to build up a lot, and then it's just kind of a mess for that. But it makes up for this by you don't really have to bridge very much to get around. There's like, you bridge a couple blocks, then you run across a building, you build up a couple more, you're running across the building, you go through middle, you're like inside a skyscraper. It's a really nice idea, well done. It's just, if it was a little smaller, I think it would have been a better map. Now, starting off with the B tier is going to be Orchestra. Orchestra is a good map. It's very small, very concise. It's basically what Rooftop is, but way smaller. The generators are kind of slow, which kind of sucks sometimes, but in reality, you can run through middle, you can run around to any base without having to build much at all. It's kind of what I was asking for in Rooftop. And you might think, oh, why is that only a B tier? Isn't that like your perfect map? Well, the thing about the middle is that it's almost like too big. The middle stretches all the way over to every island, to the point where if you leave your base, someone's going to go from middle and break your bed. This map, I swear, like 70% of the time I play this map, my bed gets destroyed. Especially if I'm streaming or something. Like, if a single person knows that I'm in their game, it's so easy to cross-map someone. But like I said, this is a good map. It's a quick rush. You can run around. If your bed does get destroyed, you can easily run around through middle and go to other bases. So it's kind of good and bad, the middle stretches so far. It's easier to run away and clutch a game, but it's also really easy to get your bed destroyed by some cross mapper. So that's why it's in the B tier. It's not all the way at the best, but I like the map. Also in the B tier, we have Amazon. Now this is just kind of what I would describe as just like a normal Bedwars map. Even though there aren't really normal Bedwars maps, it just seems kind of normal. They're very flat, big bases, just like a big square where you can fight, you can build a bed defense, you can do whatever. Rushing isn't too far. It's a classic standard 48 block rush. That's what kind of standard is everywhere. Diamonds are in between bases. Middle isn't too far away. Middle's big, but it's not too far away, and it doesn't feel like the map's big. Even though the map's kind of big, it doesn't feel humongous. It doesn't feel like you're going out of your way to rush people, because middle is nice to go to. It's easy to run around. It looks nice. There's like a ton of places to go. It's not one-dimensional. You can go on the top of middle, run around the little parkour bits. You can go below it. You can run through the middle, run away from people, climb up through the inside towers, you know, do whatever. And at the end of the day, it's still only 48 block rushes, so if you don't want to go to middle, it's not the end of the world. It's just like a classic forest Amazon design, obviously by the name, and I like this map. Nothing much to say about it. B tier. And then to finish off the B tier, we have Glacier. Glacier, again, is just pretty standard. It's kind of smaller bases, but 48 rush horizontal, 48 rush diagonal. It might be 64 rush diagonal. I'm not actually sure about that. Diamond generators are kind of out of the way, which is a good and bad thing, because if you're rushing, then you don't have to worry about going through diamonds, but at the same time, if you want to trap, you can't get it unless you really go out of your way. It's like you have to sacrifice the efficiency of the game to get some diamonds, but still, middle isn't too far away. It's very simple. It's like a 4-segmented area with little crevices in the middle. You can block trap people. It's not a big map. Again, it's a decently sized map, just a normal sized map. It has a nice Arctic theme. I like it. The ice doesn't get in the way really at all. It's mostly snow. And yeah, again, not much to say about it. It's just kind of like a B average map. Alright, now we get to the big boys, the A and the S tier. These are like the top dogs. I really want to play these maps. If you put any of these maps in a map selector for me, I will play them, but I would prefer to play the S tier maps. Alright, A tier, we have Zarzul. This is one of the new maps also added with Krogorm and Ashfire. I don't know what they're thinking on those other two maps, but Zarzul, I really like it. The generators are lightning fast, probably as fast as Krogorm, except I don't have to travel 3,000 blocks to go to another island. Like, there's all these fast generators, and I think it might be a 48 or 64 rush, which seems really far, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel as far, especially when there's this tiny island in between that you can go to, barely out of your way, as like a checkpoint, and then keep going. There's a diamond generator in between the bases, kind of diagonal in the opposite direction, and then middle is this really cool, like, big dirt area with this giant tree that you run across to get the different emeralds. It's very easy to get emeralds. And then the tiny little middle island between bases that I talked about earlier, very close to middle. You can go to that, go to other bases. Even though it is kind of a bigger map, it's not like tiny or average size, but the middle and the tiny islands just kind of make up for it, especially with the fast generator. You can fireball jump, you can TNT jump, you can build blocks everywhere. It's whatever, do what you want. It's an A tier map. Also A tier, this would probably be the last average map I would talk about with like air quotes average map. It's Waterfall. Waterfall is just kind of, it's normal. It's got a nice like, you know, grassy theme. 48 block rush the other way. Diamond generator diagonally in between. You know, it's kind of under middle. There's this cool overhang. You can rush middle from down there, or you can build up. Middle is a nice kind of like star shaped with a big circle in the middle. There's this giant hole in the very middle of the map. It's pretty cool. It's just like you don't rush around too quick, but it doesn't take too long. Middle's nice to look at, very flat. Middle's very flat. Bases are kind of flat with this curve you can go up on top of your base. Overall, just, yeah, like I said, normal map, A tier. It's just personally my favorite, quote, normal map. Okay, another A tier map, another map I really like is Dragonstar. Now, I don't really know too much about this map. I don't really know why I like it. I just do. Something about this map I just really like. I don't know why. Like, the generators aren't crazy fast. It's actually technically a 32 rush if you rush diagonally, like, and don't waste any blocks. And I think it's a 48 rush if you rush horizontally. There's a diamond generator directly between bases, so if you want to get a trap, you want to get sharpness, you want to get protection, you can do that. And then you can keep rushing on because it saves you those blocks. It saves you like those 15 blocks, how big the diamond generator is, that you don't have to build with. You can just run across it. Like these gaps between these islands don't feel nearly as big as long as there's something in between it to break it up, so it's not just endless void. Middle's pretty cool. There are these spikes hanging out over the diamond generator, so you basically just have to build straight up. Like it's kind of like waterfall, but they're more like spiky. They're less like natural looking mounds of cliff or whatever. Middle is this kind of like multi-tier design where there's 2 emerald generators on the bottom part and 2 on the top. There's like 2 circles, a big circle on top, small circle on the bottom, and you can kind of run even below that, and there's this nice dirt circle around that. And then overall, there's a couple tiny islands. It's very nice to rush around. I like the map. Middle, I feel like it's very easy to clutch because those spikes, you can just jump down onto any diamond generator, and pretty much anyone's gone to diamonds. So you can go to their bases and clutch up. You can buy your items you want without having to go back to your base. So yeah, I like this map, A tier. And then the last A tier map is going to be Solus. This map is pretty much the best of both worlds in terms of it has a small map, doesn't feel too small, and there's a fast generator, you know? I mean, the generator isn't crazy fast, it's decently fast, but when it's only a 32 rush between islands, it doesn't matter. Now, this map is only a 32 rush horizontally, and it's a comfortable 32 rush. If you have 32 blocks, you have plenty of room to build up like a couple blocks. You can jump up, you're fine. You can make it to their base within like 45 seconds of the game starting. If you just get 32 blocks and rush over. The diamond generators are up diagonally to you between your diagonal opponent, and they're really high in the air, but it's kind of cool because you can build up to it, get the diamond gens, and then you can like TNT jump to the other opponent, build a little bit, and jump down on them. And it's overall just a very quick map. Middle, I don't go to it too much, but it's kind of similar to Dragonstar in terms of having like multiple tiers. It kind of goes down, goes up and stuff. It is kind of awkward to get to middle because it is further away. It's a decent distance, but I don't really go to middle too much in this map. I mostly just rush around because of how quickly it is to rush around the bases. Honestly, I really like this map. Probably my favorite A tier map. I mean, it's just really quick to rush around. It's not perfect, of course, because we haven't even gotten to S tier yet, but I really like it. And finally, we have the S tier maps. Now, these maps are just, in my opinion, pretty much perfect maps. They do what they want to do, they accomplish what they want to accomplish, and they're really fun to play no matter what. These are the maps I will always play if I see them in the map selector. I can play them all day over and over and never get bored. Starting it off is Air Show. Now this map might surprise some people. Some people think it's just an okay map. Some people don't even like it. I personally really like this map. I know it's kind of awkward to get to Diamond Generator because like if you build up at all, you kind of get smacked in the face by the balloon, but other than that, it's just such an easy map to get around. It's kind of like Rooftop where there's all these small islands in between bases, so you really don't have to bridge at all. You know, you kill your neighbor and then suddenly you can just run across this balloon, build like 2 blocks, jump to this balloon, jump to this balloon, build a couple blocks, jump to this balloon, and then you're at the next base. You don't have to build much at all. Middle is really close to you. You can easily get to it. The whole theme of the airships is nice, how it's just floating around. It's just a very quick map to rush around. It's very segmented. You know, you have like you and your neighbor, and it's close enough where you can run to other people easily, but at the same time, no one's gonna rush you other than your neighbor until the game continues on. In my opinion, this is the best map for a win streak. When I had my 50 solo win streaks back whenever, I played this map a lot just because it's, I don't know why, it's very easy to run away, very easy to get stacked, very easily to, like, you know, because you don't have to build bridges. They don't need to be bridges. You don't have to rely on them. You can just run around on these little blimps and then build up, and then boom, you're at a base. It's so easy to get around. This is a great map. I love it. S tier. And next up is Pernicious. This map is great. The generator is lightning fast. It's only a 48 rush between you and your opponents. You build horizontally to go to the diamond generator, get some diamonds, go to your opponent, or you can go to middle. Middle's really close to the diamond gens. And actually, you can fireball jump from diamond generator to middle and vice versa. And because the iron's so fast on this map, that works so well. That perfect fireball jump spot gets you out of so many tough situations. This map is just really fun to run around on. Middle can stretch anywhere. You can easily go to a diamond generator. And again, lots of people go to diamond gens in Bedwars. So if you go to middle, you can pretty much go to any base. Middle, again, is kind of like Glacier's middle with the 4 segmented pieces where you can kind of just jump around, get some emeralds, block trap people. It's very flat. You can fight people. It's fair. It's a fair fight. There's a couple divots in it, but it's nothing crazy. And it's just super fun to run around. The fact that the iron generates so fast means you can always have a stone sword, tools, tons of blocks, maybe a fireball, some gaps. You're always geared enough. It's not annoyingly slow, and I don't think there's such thing as too fast of a generator. So yeah, this is just a great map. I love everything about it. And now these 2 next maps are just the classic, the OGs. I've loved these maps since Bedwars came out in 2017. Starting it off is Speedway. Now this map's really weird because you go to diamond generator and suddenly you have access to the entire map. You can go to any diamond generator, any place on middle, because it's all connected. It's this really cool like racetrack theme where the middle is like a loop around it. The diamonds are on like the corners. There's like these speed bumps that make you bridge over them, but it's only a couple blocks. You can run around. It's so fun just to run around the base, go to wherever. You can go to anyone's base without having to bridge at all. You probably noticed the theme that I don't like to bridge a lot and I don't like these big gaps. That's just me. That's my personal preference. I used to play this map tons when Bedwars first came out, before I was good at it, before I had a YouTube channel, before anything. This was my go-to map. I love this map. It was so fun, it was so easy, it was so easy to learn, and even though it isn't a 32 rush, even though the generators aren't super fast, it makes up for it with how good the actual map is. Diamonds and middle just feel so naturally connected. It feels so well planned out. You can go to anywhere. It doesn't feel too close, too claustrophobic. At the same time, the middle serves its purpose. It's a great map. I love it. Yeah. And finally, you all saw this one coming. Unless you don't know Bedwars maps, it's Lighthouse. This map is just the classic, the original, the #1 Bedwars sweat map. So this is just a classic 32 rush horizontal, 48 rush diagonal. This map just brings back so many memories of when I was like, what, 14, 15 years old, playing Bedwars, grinding daily leaderboard, going towards the leaderboard, up late at night and playing when my mom told me to get off. It's just great. The middle is very nice. It's a big middle. Even though the map is 32 and 48 rushes, the middle is huge. Like, there's this, obviously, the giant lighthouse in the middle, thus the name. And there's these tiny, like, U-shaped islands on the outside where you can easily build to middle and then jump to the very middle, go up the lighthouse, get some emeralds, go down, get some emeralds. Even the spawn islands are well designed with these holes in the top, so if someone's camping in their base, you can sneak up to the top and jump in through the hole and then start killing them. So there's like 2 exits to the base where you don't know where to go. This map is great for winning efficiently, great for having fun, great for playing with friends. Nostalgia. I'm making a Bedwars map sound like, I don't know, a circus or something, but I love this thing. Pretty much every Bedwars sweat loves this thing. And that's it. And that rounds out my tier list. Take a look. Any picks you might have changed, let me know in the comments. This video turned out being way longer than I thought it would. I've just been sitting here recording my audio. I'm at 27 minutes already. I don't know what the final video is going to be, but still, that's crazy long. I thought it'd be like 10. But yeah, I've been meaning to do this for a long time, just never got around to it. Again, if I forgot a map, I'll put it in the pinned comment. Any changes, pinned comment. But that's going to be it for my Bedwars map tier list. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.